right, so let's talk more about pages. If I go back to page 1, you can see in our Pages panel that we have the pages that are here. Notice the pages that you see here have little A's in them. See in the corners? And it tells you page 1, page 2, 3, 4. Back in the very beginning, I also discussed that we can do things more than one place. We have pages here, and also down in the bottom, I can come in here and go to page 3 and 4, and I'm using the mouse to scroll, or I can use the space bar and I can move things around. I can see all the stuff that's going on here. So let's go to page 2. If I double click on page 2, or if I come down here and go to page 3, it's going to take me to that page. All these little things here, the little A's, it says, if you hover over it, it says A master page applied. You have master pages that are here. We're going to talk about them in just a second, but let me do some more stuff with the Pages panel itself. If I come in here, grab the text tool, and just put some text in here. This is page 3. I'm going to highlight that, come to my properties, and I'm going to change the font to the Minion Pro Bold, and we're going to change it to, let's say, 72 points. And there we have it, correct? So I can go back to my Pages panel, and I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's like a little black line showing that there is something on that page. If I come in and create a box that goes across here, and I'm not started where I want, so I'm going to hold down the space bar, so I can move that up as I'm drawing. Let go of the space bar, put it in there, and I'm going to fill it. Go to my Properties Inspector, fill it with green. Go back to my Pages panel. Look it, you're going to see that everything you build on your page becomes part of the thumbnail in somewhat of a way, so you can see what's going on. If I bring in, let's cancel that. I didn't. I want to grab that. The selection tool. I'm going to do File, Place, or Command or Control D, and I'm just going to bring in an image. So I got an image there that happens to be here as a photograph. Plop that in there, and it's huge. So I'm going to hold down the Shift and Command key, click and drag that down to make it smaller. And I'm going to move it onto the page. And I'm going to crop it by just moving up and moving down, like so. Move these in. And now I have that over here, and I can just put it over there. And look at, right in that thumbnail, you're seeing that I've got some text, I've got the box, I've got that. Now, what happens if I say I want this to be, I double click on that text and say page 2? Well, I could just select everything and move it over to page 2, or I could grab page 3, drag it on the other side of page 2, and it will move it up for me. And that's how I can maneuver or change the order of pages by just clicking on them. I can click on page 5, move that up, and it will bounce that over. And I can just double click on the page to get me to that page. See how that works? And then if I want, I can click on page 2. I can come down here to the trash can and hit delete, and it will throw away that page. And I just double click on it, and I'm back on that page. So the pages that we're working on, the Pages panel is a lot to do with where things are. If I've got a lot of pages, I can kind of look at the thumbnails and click on the thumbnails like, is that the page, and maneuver around. I can also, at any point in time, if I click on page 1, if I hold down the space bar and grab the hand tool, I can move through the pages like here and see them where I want. Now notice by default, when I made another page, it gives me facing pages. So if I come up underneath Document Setup, I can, right here, facing pages, I can turn that off, and it will automatically set them up so that it's page by page by page if you want this. Some people like to work with just regular page by page. Some people like to work with facing pages so they can see what's going on and how everything works side by side. That's totally up to you, but that's where that is. We can go to that, and creating new pages down here is very simple and easy. I can also do it many other places, but we can do a lot of this stuff from the Pages panel and take care of a lot of the page stuff right here.